in D.C. All we have confirmed with Prince George's County Police at this time is that there is someone who is in custody, and I can tell you that we are also seeing a large D.C. police presence that is here. So I can tell you that it was Metropolitan Police as well as Prince George's Police that sort of participated in the search before placing the person who was in custody into the Prince George's County Police cruiser. And again, we're giving you this live picture right now as traffic continues just going one way of this vehicle that appears to be on its side. It is on its side, the driver's side. It's on the driver's side. And again, we're told that Public Information Officer with Prince George's County Police is also en route to the scene just to sort of give us a little bit of a debrief here. And as you can see, just a huge police presence. Another thing I wanted to point out to you, Doug, if you don't mind going to the right a little bit, I can tell you that I saw some officers walking up and down, sort of searching that grassy area as well. So that's just another sort of component to this investigation of what exactly we're seeing right now in terms of sort of what police are looking at. So if you look down sort of under that Exxon sign, you can see 3 police cruisers from DC Police that are there as part of this as well. And then further off into the distance, we can definitely see just a larger, even more police that appear to be sort of parked in a parking lot down there as well. And then panning even further to the right, you can just see another huge swath of police officers that are here at this scene on Landover Road and Dodge Park Road. So definitely an active investigation that's happening, definitely a large police presence, definitely a presence of police officers who are high up in the chain of command as it relates to DC Police as well as Prince George's County Police. And let's just give you another look at this car. Since we got here about 15-20 minutes ago, I can tell you that that car really has been the focal point of the investigation. Obviously, it is a car on its side, but kind of what you're looking at right now is what we're seeing. That back window is shattered. Unclear if it's from the crash or something else, but we see an officer sort of peeking into the back of that vehicle right there, and just definitely active and ongoing, and definitely something that we don't expect to clear up anytime soon, but we are hoping to continue just getting more information about the exact Prince George's connection here, other than to say that one person confirmed is in custody. We are waiting to confirm the exact nature of the connection to the DC incident, if there is one, but we can tell you that there is a large DC police presence that's here right now. You know, I don't at this point. I did notice the Metro Transit Police SUV that was further down as well when we gave you that shot down there. It's tough to say what the exact involvement is, other than to say that this is something that it's very clear that the the law enforcement of the area was dedicated to figuring out whatever this was. So you touched on Metro Transit. I touched on our last time we talked about Chevrolet Police. Prince George's definitely be a part of this. And, you know, we could see Metropolitan Police, definitely. DC Police have a stake in this vehicle as well. And obviously that presence that you talked about sort of speaks to that. But the sort of exact nature of sort of how everybody got to where we are right now, that's definitely something that we are hoping to figure out sooner rather than later. Yeah, that is all we know as of right now. Our Fox 5 assignment desk was on top of this, and indications are that there are no other sort of major areas of concentration that are connected in Prince George's County right now. Certainly nothing this big. Certainly nothing that we would see this level of DC police at as well. And that's definitely something that we're hoping to find out just a little bit more about how everybody got here. But as you touched on, and Lord knows we've been giving you these images for a while now, the amount of the police presence here certainly speaks to the seriousness of whatever is going on. And, you know, we're trying to find out more. What I can also tell you, and this is something I'm going to work to try and see if we can get that person to chat with us. If we give you a look to the left here, there does appear to be another vehicle that is here. I don't know if that vehicle, it has a little bit of rear end damage. You can see there's a gentleman sort of checking that vehicle, and here we have a tow truck showing up live as well. So unclear what exactly is going on, but that man looks to have taken some stuff out of his vehicle and is also sort of here on this scene as well, and appearing to begin a conversation with a tow truck driver. So, you know, we don't know exactly how this car flipped, but we do know that this is certainly such a huge focal point in Prince George's County right now. The tow truck driver just got out and has taken some pictures of that other vehicle. So there is another person who may be involved in the traffic component of this, very much stressing that person's not in custody, but definitely, you know, just another angle to this as police are continuing this investigation. And Landover Road going that one direction is shut down right now. This appears to be, it's the eastbound direction that is shut down at this time. So the answer to question number one there, we rushed to the scene here. Doug was kind of getting everything organized to be able to bring you these live pictures. I ran down here and sort of came directly to where this camera is right now, and I saw that person in custody when I got here. So again, we have to stress, person in custody, still working to confirm what, if any, exact connection there is to the DC police incident, but I can tell you that there is a large DC police presence here that is larger than what we may ordinarily see with an incident in Prince George's County. So we just want to stress the exact nuanced nature of what we have sort of confirmed right now. To your second question, I have not seen, of all the police officers and all the detectives who have been around that blue vehicle, I have not seen them pick anything up. I have only seen them sort of look inside. There was one officer at one point who was looking at the dashboard. We just brought you live images of another officer looking through the shattered window. Again, unclear how it got shattered or what exactly happened. It does appear as though there is glass right below where it shattered. So just to add some as much context to that as possible. But I have not seen them personally pick anything up or touch anything in connection with this vehicle. Obviously, what they're going to do here is process this scene. And just from past experience, sometimes if there's sort of a multi-jurisdictional component to this, they're obviously going to want to be thorough, and as part of any investigation, make sure that, the chain of command, the chain of whatever evidence there may be, there's a proper protocol to make sure that whatever this investigation is, it's one that they're doing completely and thoroughly. I mentioned earlier some of the brass of Prince George's County Police and DC Police here. Just to give you some context to that, there's a meeting amongst some of those brass, some of those white shirts that's happening right now as part of this. I can't tell you definitively right now whether or not that is also Metropolitan Police directly involved in that, but I can tell you obviously there's Metropolitan Police off to the right there behind that cruiser that we're giving you a live picture of right now. So definitely nothing is moving particularly fast, that's for sure, but obviously they have to do their investigation and sort of put all the pieces together, especially as I was touching on earlier, if there is sort of a multi-jurisdictional component to all of this. Okay, so yeah, got to reiterate, we've only seen one from our vantage point, but obviously if that's the latest information from DC Police, the use of the word detained and no arrests, no charges at this point, just detained. I'm going to take a quick lap up here. It appears as though the cruiser that the person who was detained and was placed in, it appears as though it's still there. I can't quite see from this vantage point, and given some of the audio issues we had a little earlier, I don't want to walk too far away from the camera, but definitely lots of marked and unmarked Prince George's County cruisers here, obviously marked Chevrolet Police, but from our vantage point, we've only seen the one person that has been detained at this time here on Landover Road. Yeah, and as you touched on, we are kind of tethered to this at this point, unless if you want to join us, we can go take a walk down there. Is that okay with you, Doug? If we take a walk down there with the, yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And as for that tow truck, it appears to have pulled off temporarily for the time being. Doug's going to get organized right here, and we are going to take a walk. Just looking down the street, I can also tell you that there is some additional crime scene tape down there, just sort of underneath the Exxon station. So Doug's going to go he's just going to walk us down. Do you want to leave the sticks here? Are you good carrying the camera if we're live? No, all right. All right, Doug's just going to give you a look. We're going to continue just kind of walking down here. Hello. Let's walk down Landover Road right now as we just give you a look. Okay, so off to the left here, as we're walking down, it's kind of tough for Doug to show you because we're just carrying the tripod. Off to the left here, we're seeing a handful of DC police cars that are cruising up here on Landover Road. Doug's putting his camera down as we're just giving you a live picture of what we're seeing. We're bringing you to the scene here live. You can see these are 3 DC police cruisers that have just pulled up. All 3 have K9 on the vehicle. So we may see this search as part of this investigation happening live right now. These are all K9 officers. I see one K9 officer named Kobe. One K9 officer is going to be named Tiger, if you're to believe the names that are written on the outside of the cruisers right now. But definitely these are 3 K9 officers with their lights on that are in the process of parking right here. They're talking to an official that appears to be a DC police leadership, chatting with them. Let's hang out here for a second just to see if a K9 officer does get out of this vehicle for the time being. But that would certainly, Steve, to your point earlier of just me seeing police looking for something, this may be a scenario where they bring out the K9 officers. At this point, it appears as though the K9 officers, if they are in the vehicles, will remain in the vehicles. So I'm going to keep an eye on that for the time being, and we're going to just continue walking down Landover Road. Now, I know, is that Skyfox up there giving us a live look at the sort of shopping center right now? You may be able to see more than I can as we just kind of continue walking down here, checking back to see if any of those K9 officers get out, but nothing at this time. Now, as I approach, this looks like Landover and Kent Wallace Drive. That's where we're seeing even more police officers. And I can also tell you that that's where we're seeing this sort of concentration of crime scene tape as well near this Exxon station. Additional police officers with DC Police that are here as well. And Steve, that Metro Transit Police that you saw earlier, they are in the process of driving further up Landover Road too. So we are still working to find out exactly the connection of that as well. An additional DC police officer is coming up here. We're going to kind of park our tripod here again and just give you a tripod shot of the road across the street here. You can see there's a DC police presence here as well. It looks like sort of some of the cut-through traffic that's trying to get up Landover, they're allowing them to go through the strip mall. So that's why we are seeing some of the cars kind of going around the Exxon station at this point. But just as we come down here and give you just the vantage point from down here, I can tell you that, yes, the Exxon station does appear to have some crime scene tape, but I do want to stress and emphasize, we can't say for sure if that's connected to what's going on up the street or it's just a traffic control measure to let people kind of in the neighborhood know that they can't come down and make that right-hand turn on Landover Road, which is a major thoroughfare. So we have kind of come down here to do that due diligence, and I'm not seeing sort of the concentration of police that we saw kind of up where we were. So that's what it looks like right now from down here, Steve, as I'm keeping an eye on those K9 SUVs to see if they hop out. We're going to probably walk back up the street towards sort of the nexus of the investigation right now. You ready to go back up?
Behind us, so kind of you're looking east, back behind us west on Georgia Avenue. There's a Walmart there at Missouri Avenue, and then as you go north, a block is the 4th District Police Headquarters. And earlier we had heard that the officer who was shot here made his or her way a couple of blocks to 4D, and so there is a police presence there. Georgia Avenue pretty much is flowing southbound, northbound in this area, just kind of north of Missouri, which becomes Military as you get closer to Connecticut Avenue. The northbound lane is closed. Southbound Georgia Avenue is open. This entire block is closed, but this is not a busy street, Oglethorpe here, as is Georgia Avenue behind us. But we're still waiting, guys. We literally just got here and fired up our camera, and so we're not sure the specific details. Was this a robbery, an attempted carjacking? Was the officer in uniform, in plain clothes, male, female? We just don't know, frankly, except that apparently the officer who was shot is not going to die, at least according to police officials who are talking to us. That's the latest they're giving us, and this is the scene where it all started.
They're pulling me to go over there and do that. You need to do news stuff. Why are you still on this?
This is where they're going.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
That vehicle in the center have something to do with it, or is that just a random?
Yeah, because I think they're saying 7th Street and either Oglethorpe or a different street parallel is where this happened. So yeah, it looked, yeah, Oneida, and I think we're on a crest of a hill here. So beyond that second police car with flashing lights, it looks like it goes downhill a bit, and that's probably where this happened, maybe one block to the left or right, north or south. I just don't know, because we just got here and I think it is, Steve. And initially, we were told to go to 4D because that's where apparently the officer ended up, getting there on his or her own power after being shot, supposedly. But then we were told, no, this is where, the police information folks who are going to give us the details will be, which is apparently a block or two from the actual scene where this officer was shot. So, yeah, obviously there are a couple of different scenes here. Right now, we're as close as we can get. I mean, we could probably try to make our way closer, but, I just think based on what the police are telling us, this is probably the closest perspective to where the shooting took place that we're going to get, at least initially. Okay, okay. Mike, do you know where he was? Do you know where he's like, up on Georgia Avenue? Over there? Yeah, but you weren't over there.
No, I came right. I did what I was doing.
Hey, Corey, do you hear me? This is Bob. I'm thinking of maybe, here, take this. I'm thinking of maybe trying to take this.
I never get to see your man. How you doing? Good? Good. Fight in the world.
Look good.
Good on the outside, bad on the inside. Yeah, I've been.
What'd you say, Corey? Corey, what'd you say? Nothing. No, yeah, I can jump in any time, but we just don't have anything new. But I can jump in any time. What's the last thing, Penny? Tell me. What's the problem? I just don't know. Yeah, I just don't have an indication of how long until it is. So there's nobody. Okay. All right. Thanks. Corey, I can come to you whenever you need if you want. Hey, Brian, just keep an ear out if we go on. What's that? Okay, 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. God damn it. 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. 5 minutes to the update. 5 minutes. Thank you. And Brian, you are plugged in now, right?
Yeah, I'm plugged in. Just 5 minutes. What's that? Yeah.
Corey, let the anchors know the police are going to speak to us in about 5 minutes. If you want to come back to us, I can talk to you. Hey, Brian, just this is on, right? Just this, not that. But only, I don't want anything on but this right now. No channel 2, not that. That's fine, but keep shooting down the street. Shoot okay. Maybe 4 minutes your time?
Yeah. I did it. I can go off.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for reminding me. Phone. Just put it in my pocket.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Sound test. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. All right.
My hat's in your way. You know.
No, you're fine, man.
If you do that, or I burn my head. My
No,
head.
you're smart with that.
I don't tan. I go straight into.
Yeah,
I go
straight to burn.
Can you run over there and push the concentrator down a little bit? Keep going, Eric.
Keep mine open, sir.
That's good, Eric.
Hey, everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chief Pamela Smith of the Metropolitan Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments to get everyone up to speed on what occurred here today with regard to the shooting that took place in the 5800 block of 7th Street Northwest. Before I get into what actually happened, I want to clear up a couple of things. There was never a shooting inside of our 4th District station. No one walked into our 4th District station to shoot anyone. What actually happened was at 12:09 p.m., our officers received a call for a shooting within the 5800 block of 7th Street Northwest. One of our officers was traveling to work, and while en route to work, he observed a vehicle driving very erratically. The suspects in the vehicle stopped the car very abruptly, got out of the car, and fired at our officer. Our officer was able to give a partial plate. At that point, he drove himself to the 4th District Station and was subsequently then transported to an area hospital. What we know about the suspects is that as soon as the partial plate information came out, our real-time crime center pushed out a notification of the vehicle and the plate. Our Falcon and our officers began to canvass the area. Falcon tracked the area into Landover, Maryland, where the vehicle crashed and 2 suspects were taken into custody. What I will say is this. Our officer, we're grateful that our officer has not sustained any life-threatening injuries. He is at an area hospital with his family and our family support team. I also want to thank all of the federal partners who have reached out today, and all of our regional partners who have reached out and provided support. Some of them have come directly down to this scene to ensure that we have the resources that we need. And I also want to thank the community. The community was very, very helpful in providing us with video and information to ensure that we apprehended these suspects very quickly. I'll take any questions that you may have.
The officer shot in that confrontation, and where was the officer wounded?
That's still a part of the investigation.
Can you clarify if the officer was actually sustained a gunshot wound or was injured from broken glass?
It could be either way right now, Peter. I don't know exactly, but that's still a part of the investigation.
Was he also in his personal car? Was he in uniform?
He was in his personal car and he was not in uniform.
So any idea if the suspects knew that he was an officer?
I don't know, Peter, but what I will say is this, is that it could have been anybody, right? It didn't necessarily have to be a Metropolitan Police Department officer. And as you know, when these types of things happen, you must know that we will not tolerate this kind of violence in our city. We will use every resource, as we have been, with any incident to ensure that no one gets away with this type of crime.
Chief, was the officer able to return fire?
Give me, ma'am.
Chief, would you describe this as an attempted carjacking, or can you describe the altercation that led up to the shooting?
I cannot, and I do not, at this point, Delia, I cannot say it was a carjacking.
Did the officer return fire?
I do not know that at this time. It's part of the investigation. Mark?
People who are in custody now as suspects, they were originally by your office called persons of interest.
That is correct.
Do you believe these are the 2 people who shot at your officer? And are they males? Can you give us
Two male suspects.
Adult males?
Adult male suspects, yes, sir.
Did you recover weapons?
Right now, I don't know if we've recovered weapons. Obviously, you know, there's another scene in Landover, Maryland, that they're processing an investigation. Investigating, and that information will be shared with me at a later date.
Pursued at the time of the crash? I know you said you had the
Yes, they were being pursued.
on the ground.
On the ground, yes, sir. We had MPD officers that were canvassing the area here, and obviously we have the jurisdictional authority to have PG County pick up once they go into PG
And Chief,
County.
without identifying by name, can you tell us anything about this officer, rank and experience?
The officer is one of our captains. He has 18 years on the job, and he is assigned to our 4th District Station.
Had you had a chance to speak to the officer?
I have not came to the scene. I wanted to make sure that I had an opportunity to brief you. I wouldn't have been able to talk to him at the time I wanted to because he was undergoing a CT scan.
Did the suspects fire into the vehicle?
Yes, it was fired. Say that again?
Did the suspects fire into the vehicle?
Yes.
And both suspects fired?
I'm not sure if both
So he
suspects
never got
fired.
out of the car.
Who is he?
The officer who was shot.
The officer did not get out of the car.
How many suspects exited their car?
Give me 2 seconds. Okay, go ahead, Diane.
Both suspects you're saying approached the vehicle?
I did not say that. What I said was one suspect exited the vehicle and shot at the officer.
Was he moving when this happened?
I do not know. That's part of the investigation, sir. Mark,
Pursuing the suspect vehicle, were they in a high-speed pursuit?
who was pursuing?
When the captain who was shot was pursuing the suspect?
I never said the captain was pursuing the vehicle. What I said was that there was a vehicle driving erratically in front of the officer's vehicle. The suspect vehicle stops. An individual gets out and shoots at the vehicle.
Did the officer have a police radio? Is that how he was able to?
That is correct. Yes, Mark.
Drive to the hospital? Or did
He did not. So what he did was he drove himself to the 4th District Station, and he was transported to the hospital by our
I'm
officers.
sorry, Chief, he was in plain clothes, correct?
He was in plain
And
clothes.
Chief, did I already ask, can you tell us where the officer was wounded?
I don't know. That's part of the investigation. Let me see. Any other questions?
Non-life-threatening.
Non-life-threatening injuries.
Do you have any information about the initial shooting that took place prior to this? He was responding to a shots fired call.
Who was?
This off-duty officer had, there was
The off-duty officer was on his way to work.
But there was a shots fired call, he said, in the area, and he drove into this.
I didn't say that. I'm not sure if you mixed that up with, like, they mix up everything about what happened sometime that's not accurate. So that might not be an accurate account of what happened.
So there was only one scene where shots were fired.
That is my understanding as of right now. The 5800 block of 7th Street Northwest. That's clear. Say.
Can we get closer to that at some point?
When the investigation is done.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? All right. Thank
There
you,
you go,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks, Chief.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Who was saying something was blurry? It might have been, I don't know, the delay. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put and then, and what about our sound man? You're not still leading one?
Okay, thanks, Michelle. Just don't take it down.
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And then I'm going to probably 2 to a 2 next on a 3.